day with the collection delayed to Saturday, June 20th. That's tomorrow. The convenience center will reopen on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please call the Taunton DPW at 508-821-1431 if you have any questions regarding services or if you experience any issues with collection. Now, the Taunton Diversity Network is hosting its 6th annual cultural fair and Juneteenth celebration. That's going on tomorrow afternoon from 2 to 6 p.m. at the PACC 175 School Street in Taunton. It's a free, family-friendly gathering. It honors Juneteenth and celebrates diversity, culture, and community. And in sports, Major League Baseball yesterday, Brandon Valenzuela hit a go-ahead RBI double off of Aroldis Chapman with 2 outs in the 9th inning yesterday afternoon. Ouch. And that was at Fenway Park. The Toronto Blue Jays completing a 3-game sweep of the Boston Red Sox with a 4-3 victory. The Red Sox begin a West Coast weekend series against the Seattle Mariners. That's tonight at 10:10 p.m. So one of those late night West Coast games. Minor league ball, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs got by the Worcester Red Sox 5-4 yesterday at Coca-Cola Park. The series continues tonight, 6:45 p.m. In Frontier League action, the Gateway Grizzlies defeated the Brockton Rocks last night at Campanelli Stadium 11-7. The Tri-City Valley Cats visit Campanelli. They'll play the Rocks this evening, 6:50 p.m. In World Cup soccer, the U.S. men's team goes up against Australia this afternoon. Seattle with kickoff set for 3 p.m. on Fox. Now the forecast from the National Weather Service for Juneteenth today, mostly sunny, nice, high near 83 degrees, some gusty west winds. Tonight, clear, a low around 61. Saturday, sunny, a high near 81. Clear on Saturday night, a low around 59. And Sunday, a chance of showers, thunderstorms possible in the afternoon, otherwise sunny, and a high near 82. Headlines presented by Morden Hospital in Taunton. They're now part of Brown University Health.
The future is bright at Morden Hospital, now proudly part of Brown University Health. This change welcomes a new chapter for our community, one where Morden is empowered to truly shine. As a part of Brown University Health, Morden can continue to provide the trusted care you depend on, supported by leading science that lights the way. Still local, now limitless. Morden Hospital is now part of Brown University Health.
Do one commercial.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
I let go of trying to control things that I had no control over, and that helped me find peace of mind. Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family.
Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
I was constantly stressed and worried. Now I approach each day with joy and gratitude.
In Al-Anon, families and friends of alcoholics find new ways to heal from the effects of a loved one's drinking.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. For information, call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVVF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. It's time for Hometown Talk on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station. Our phone
This is
lines
fun.
are open
It's a
at
sauna.
08-822-4106.
Okay. Great. And welcome in to Hometown Talk. Today is the 19th of June, 2026. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is Juneteenth as well. Open phone lines today, 508-822-1106, 508-822-1106. Today is a beautiful Friday morning. And we have a lot to get to today. Open phone lines, as I just mentioned as well. We'll get into a lot of different things today. Sports a little bit, transportation a little bit as well. Going to get an update on what, and over the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to be talking about this when I get back from vacation, or over the next couple of weeks after that. I'm going to be talking a lot about this band, and that's Rush. Give me a little bit of an update on what's happening with them after their LA shows that opened up their tour. And by all accounts, they hit it out of the ballpark. Grand Slam, out of the ballpark for all four shows. Great performances, great tunes, great set lists as well. It really brought out some interesting songs and interesting people. During those first couple of tour dates there. I'll give what's happening with them, a little bit of an update on what's next as we head into the rest of June and into July. This show and Sunday's show, last two live programs here for a couple of weeks. For me, the next two Fridays, that would be the 26th. Friday the 26th and July the 3rd, I will be away. I'm back the evening of July the 4th for Middleborough in Review on July 5th. So I'm going to be away for a couple of weeks here. And Ron, the next two Fridays, will be here hosting Hometown Talk. So stay tuned for that the next 2 weeks there. Next week and the week after. So there are a lot to get to on this show today. So again, like I said, a little bit of an update on what's going on with Rush. Transportation update, the MBTA, Amtrak. If there's anything interesting to talk about with Amtrak. Sometimes there isn't, so I just talk about MBTA. So we have that. A sports update. The Middleborough Cobras are back. We'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk about World Cup. We'll talk about really if there's anything with the Patriots. I don't really think there is. So the Patriots might not be talked about here in this sports segment. The Celtics, same thing. There's really not a lot going on. There's just a lot of rumors about Giannis. So a lot of rumors that I don't care to really listen to. Because this happens with every single major trade is conflicting rumors on both sides. So what I'll say is hopefully the deal gets done. That's all I'll say on that. Hopefully the deal gets done and Giannis is a Celtic. If he's not a Celtic, really not the end of the world, honestly. Because if we keep Brown and Tatum on this team, without Giannis, we're still a team that's probably going to go deep in the playoffs. Maybe with a couple of pieces that we add in the offseason if we don't get Giannis. And there are several pieces that we can go out and get that are going to be good for this team if we don't end up getting Giannis. If Giannis ends up staying in Milwaukee or goes to Miami. But right now, all signs point to the Celtics being the favorite for Giannis. Until I hear otherwise, that's kind of how I'll approach it. But what do you think? 508-822-1106. So we got that. Sports, transportation, our music segment a little bit later on. I'll also on the show today give updates on what's happening with a lot of different events this week, this weekend, and into next week. There's a lot going on this weekend. Today is Juneteenth. Tomorrow there will be an event in Taunton pertaining to Juneteenth as well tomorrow. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. And we will also, I want to also give an update on what is happening with New State Highway. Now, if you travel down New State Highway there in Raynham and into Taunton, as you go past 99 there, there's a lot going on there. A lot of construction going on. Of course, there's that construction. The road past 99, they're at the 99 restaurant there. There's a lot of construction going on there, and still will be for a good while yet, probably several years into the probably late 2020s. Believe the end timeline for that I've heard was 2029. I'm not sure that's still the case, but that is what I heard for that project. But there's still a ton to get done there, and they're working through that. On New State Highway itself, there's a lot of changes, construction going on there with several different new businesses getting put in there. We'll talk a little bit about that too on the show today. But it is 9:17 a.m. We're going to take our first commercial break right now. When we come back, we will start. We'll start with a weather update, weather report here, and talk about what the weather is like. It is windy, which is good. It makes things a little bit cooler out there. So that is nice. Yesterday was hot. Even though it was only in the low 80s, it was hot. The humidity was a little high. I could definitely feel it. I was outside for a little bit yesterday. I could definitely feel it. The humidity was up there a little bit yesterday. So it's a little cooler today, obviously, which is nice. And that is always a good thing as well. Also, there was some rain as well, I believe, in the area, which cooled things down a little bit too last night. There was a lot of rain in up in New Hampshire and Maine as well. A lot of severe weather that amazingly didn't affect some of the baseball games that were happening up there. Didn't affect Lowell. Lowell was in I believe, New Hampshire. They were in Nashua yesterday on Nesson, by the way. I'll talk about that when we do our sports segment. That game did not end up getting canceled. There was one game that got postponed from yesterday's Futures League action. I don't know which one that was. I forgot. But that wasn't affected as well. Obviously, the Cape was not affected. The Cape Cod Baseball League was not affected. The rain didn't reach that far down. Boston was at home. They played their game and were not affected by the rain either. Portland got their game in, even though that there was storms in the area. They got their game in as well. So, yeah, rain a lot in the area, but no effects for at least sporting games because of that rain. Maybe minor ones. I think Portland did have a little bit of a delay, if I remember correctly. I believe they did, about a 45-minute delay, but they still played their game. The game still got played yesterday. So, okay, it is 9:20 a.m. We'll get to all that when we talk about our sports. But when we come back, we'll give us a little bit of a weather update as to what's happening today and through the weekend, and your phone calls 508-822-1106. It's 9:20 a.m. We'll be right back. One phone call, right? I mean, one number. I mean, one thing here. 461. 461. I'll be hopeful.
1 in 10 people age 50 and older in the U.S. have early age-related macular degeneration.
Because macular degeneration often has no early symptoms, many don't know they have it until irreversible vision loss has already occurred. But when I first found out that I had macular degeneration, it was really scary. I mean, my eyes are my living.
What's most important for me to see my family, my loved ones, my pickleball game, everything I do is dependent upon my vision.
Being able to see, be able to spend time with my children, be able to travel is extremely important. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have my vision. Don't miss life's most beautiful moments.
Schedule a comprehensive eye exam to protect your sight.
Macular Degeneration Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Go to stopamd.org to learn more.
All right, we're back. I turned down the bumper music. There we go. 9:22 a.m. here, and we are gonna focus a little bit on our weather and give an update on what's happening tomorrow when it comes to Juneteenth related events. Today is Juneteenth. There is one event in Taunton related to Juneteenth, and that will take place tomorrow. We'll give that an update on that in just a moment as well. But let's go over to our weather really quickly here. 69 degrees in Taunton, outside of our Hong Kong City studios here on Broadway here in Taunton. A high of 80 today with a low of 62. Now the wind is going to help keep those temperatures low as well, which is great, honestly, because it is been kind of hot a little bit lately. The wind has really knocked down the humidity. It was windy yesterday, it's windy today, and it's really knocked down the humidity quite a bit. Only a high of 80 today, low of 62 this evening. Tomorrow, 40% chance of rain with a high of 77, low of 60. Sunday, you'll get clear skies, high of 80 with a low of 58. And then some pretty nice weather next week. A high of upper 70s into the low 80s pretty much all of next week. So that's pretty nice as well, with low temperatures kind of hovering around the 60 mark as well. So there you go. And then I like to give, we'll talk about the bar here real quick. 71 degrees currently, high of 80, low of 63 with partly cloudy conditions pretty much all afternoon until maybe this evening. We end the night on a high note with some clear skies. We end the day before sunset with some clear skies and maybe a little bit of sun. Wind gusts up to 17 miles per hour, so it's still a little windy. And pretty much the same weather there for Middleborough. And for Holiday, Florida, a place that I will be in just a couple of days here for a vacation. 86 degrees currently, beautiful day today. 89 for the high, so it's not going to get too much hotter than it is already, but that's pretty hot for this time of day. There is a heat advisory in effect, so that's probably why as well. There's a heat advisory for Holiday, Florida in effect right now, and probably throughout the day today. Thunderstorms are expected as well, and those will be probably pretty quick, as they usually are in Florida. The weather in Florida is very interesting. 1 minute you have nice clear skies and it's sunny and everything is nice, and then another minute later, thunderstorms and it's raining. So the weather in Florida is very interesting. So I'm sure I'll run into that a little bit while I'm down there. But pretty nice today, other than maybe the heat there in Holiday, Florida. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting week, mostly in the high 80s. No rain really in the forecast, only really up until the weekend next weekend. And those chances aren't really that particularly high per se. So there you go. There's the weather for everyone there. I like to sometimes put in and incorporate another one of the towns or cities I talk about on my Middleborough Review show during my weather segment on that one. So if you ever tuned into that one, you know that's one that I usually mention quite a bit on Middleborough in review every Sunday morning. So great show planned, by the way, for Middleborough in review. I think we're going to be probably focusing pretty heavily on transportation, I would assume, because it's been a little bit since me and Don and I had a transportation-related show on Middleborough in review, and we like to talk about transportation quite a bit. I will be talking about transportation a little bit on the show here, probably in the second hour, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think Middleborough Review will probably be a transportation-related show on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. If you have anything you wanna hear about or have us talk about, give us a call on that show too. Or give me a call here today. 508-822-1106 is the number to call. All right. Today is June 19th, 2026. And there is a Juneteenth related event happening in Taunton, and that will be happening tomorrow. The Taunton Diversity Network, they'll be hosting its 6th annual cultural fair and Juneteenth celebration. That will be taking place tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Portuguese American Civic Club. That's the PACC, 175 School Street in Taunton. Free and family-friendly gathering honors Juneteenth and celebrates diversity, culture, and community. Live music will be performed. There'll be dance performances from around the world, international cuisine from local vendors, unique local businesses, and cultural displays will be there as well. The event is designated to celebrate. The event is designed. There we go, to celebrate heritage, unity, and a spirit of freedom. So there you go. That's going to be at the PACC tomorrow. That's a great venue, by the way. That PACC. So that should be a very fun event as they're celebrating Juneteenth with that event tomorrow. All right, 9:29 a.m. We're going to take our 5-minute news break. When we come back, we will start the second half hour by talking about some sports. Good thing for Middleborough football fans is that you don't have to wait until September to watch football, high school football. You can watch high school football during the summer, and that is the Middleborough Cobras. They are going to be getting their season underway against the Boston Bandits. We'll talk a little bit about the Middleborough Cobras when we get back from our break. And also your phone calls. 508-822-1106 is the number. We'll be right back. 9:30. Perfect. Half hour down, another hour and a half to go.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. Amit Thomas. Logistical issues given as the reason that Vice President Vance is putting off his trip to Switzerland to lead negotiations with Iran over its nuclear program. Vance had been scheduled to leave today.
The announcement followed a report by a Pan-Arab satellite channel that is politically aligned with the Iranian-backed Lebanese terrorist group Hezbollah that Iran was delaying sending its delegation to Switzerland over Israel's ongoing military campaign in Lebanon. Earlier, Vice President Vance defended the deal, saying Iran must comply with U.S. demands if it wants concessions, saying as they dial up their good behavior, we can dial up economic relief. He continued, if they dial down their good behavior, we can turn it off. Kim Lorman reports.
Israel's military struck targets in southern and eastern Lebanon overnight. Hezbollah reports intense fighting. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 21 people have been killed. Israel says 4 of its soldiers were killed. The remains of Tropical Storm Arthur wreaking havoc on the Gulf Coast.
Well, that was
Heavy rain
quick.
sparking flash flood and tornado
Didn't it
warnings.
just form?
National Weather Service forecaster David Roth says the waterlogged region can expect even more rain in the immediate future.
That sucks.
Even in its wake for portions of Mississippi and Alabama for at least 3 more days.
Reports of trees and power lines down, buildings damaged or destroyed. The American military continues striking alleged drug-running boats in the Eastern Pacific. Another vessel has been hit. At least 3 alleged narco-terrorists on board were killed. At least 211 people have died since the drug-fighting operation was launched some 9 months ago. Wall Street is closed today. The market's closed in observance of the federal Juneteenth federal holiday. Townhall.com.
Maybe this is YouTube. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives.
Boris.
And MediShare is proven. You can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted, it works. It's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE. 844-45-BIBLE.
Russia's military continues throwing everything it has at Ukraine.
Overnight, Russia carried out strikes with guided aerial bombs on Kharkiv and nearby districts. According to Ukraine's state emergency service, 10 people, including 4 children, were injured. One of the strikes damaged a warehouse, igniting a large-scale fire that firefighters were still battling into Friday. The attack also damaged up to 40 private residential buildings and vehicles. While in the central Dnipropetrovsk region, Russian artillery and drone attacks hit 3 districts. An 8-year-old girl was killed in Pavlovrad, and a 49-year-old woman was hospitalized with injuries. Then in the southern city of Kherson, a Russian drone struck a passenger minibus wounding 5. On Thursday, Ukraine had hit a Moscow oil refinery in a major drone attack as Kyiv progresses its strikes on Russia's energy infrastructure. Fuel supplies there appear to be under strain.
9:30 already.
News and analysis, townhall.com. To everything, there is a season. For one ancient oak said to have sheltered Robin Hood, the season of life has passed.
Here's Robin Hood's tree, the major oak at Edwinstowe. It's been well looked after and surprisingly still lives in excellent shape in Sherwood Forest.
A report by British Movie Tone from more than half a century ago. But now that 1,200-year-old major oak is believed to have died.
They go into drought stress, so even a healthy tree would be feeling the pressures of those long, prolonged periods of dry.
Chloe Ryder with the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. But flocks of human visitors to Sherwood Forest have compressed the soil around the Robin Hood tree, hindering rain from reaching its roots. And this spring, its gnarled limbs and sprawling canopy failed to sprout leaves. However, it will remain a natural monument and support the forest's ecosystem. I'm Ben Thomas.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Better keep it there. Jeez. I hope people like to tear down trees out there. All right. Yeah. Good, perfect. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back. 9:36 a.m. here. It is Hometown Talk. It is Friday, the 19th of June, 2026. I'm Joey Driscoll, and I should give an update on the hurricane season here for the Atlantic, because, as you heard there on the town hall news there during the 5-minute news, the first name storm has formed, and it's pretty much already dissipated pretty quick here. Arthur. It formed pretty close to land in the Gulf. It's going to make landfall near Louisiana, and it's going to be done pretty quickly here. There's already talk about it already, being a remnant, actually. Really just one day, and that was it for that storm. The first storm of probably many for the Atlantic hurricane season. I believe some of the forecasts have said we are going to be getting about either an average season or a below average season. But again, that's just a forecast, just a prediction, just a guess at this point. So we could get more than that or less than that. So we'll see what happens there. But the first storm is already off the board pretty early on, as we're about 3 weeks in. And this one was, a weaker one. It was a tropical storm. It was a weaker one, but still kind of a mess there in the Gulf and for some of those states as well, with a lot of rain happening in those areas. That's going to be dealing with Arthur. So that storm has pretty much come and gone. The next storm in the Atlantic is going to be named Bertha whenever that forms. Again, as I mentioned, this is the same list from 2020 with the exception of Leah. In the 2020 season, Leah was a pretty significant storm that ended up getting retired. Leah did. We replaced Laura. I apologize. The 2020 season, Leah is a new name. Laura is the name it replaced. And Laura ended up being a pretty significant storm. It was a major Category 4 storm there in the 2020 season. So they retired that one and replaced it with Leah. So there you go with that one. But one name down there for the Atlantic hurricane season, again, the next name would be Bertha whenever that does end up forming in the Atlantic. The Pacific hurricane season is a little bit more interesting because there is this El Nino effect that's happening there, and could cause a pretty interesting hurricane season there in the Pacific. And so far, about a month in, and 3 storms have been named. They've all basically been tropical storms, really no hurricanes yet. And pretty weak tropical storms at that, by the way. And at least that early on, it is pretty busy, but weak storms as of right now. The names Amanda, Boris, and Christina are off the board. Douglas would be the next one to have any kind of name, anything that would be used if it does form. So that would be Douglas next. This is the same list for 2020. No list. Nothing was retired in 2020 for the Pacific hurricane season. So there you go. There's your update on the hurricane seasons, both in the Atlantic and the Pacific. I have to give an update on that every couple of weeks to see as to what's going on, especially because the Atlantic has now produced its first storm. Pretty weak one, but still causing quite a bit of trouble there in the Pacific. Not the Pacific, in the Gulf. There we go. First tropical storm there of the Atlantic hurricane season. So There you go. Now we have our sports. Now coming up this summer, as in all summers, is the Middleborough Cobras. Middleborough Cobras are going to be getting back underway. Their schedule is looking like as follows here. Do they even have it on the website? I do not know. It doesn't look like they do. That's the standings. Schedule will be good. No, they do not. But at least the first game of the year is going to be against the Boston Bandits, and that will be taking place tomorrow, actually. So there you go. That's going to happen tomorrow. There's really no other schedule as of right now for that. I believe there's another game against. Okay, here we go. No, this is the Middleborough Cobra schedule. Okay, so here's what the schedule looks like. I did find it finally. Boston Bandits will play against Middleborough tomorrow in Middleborough's Battlefield. That's at 4 p.m. That's a special kickoff time. Usually it's later than that. So there you go. It will be 4 p.m. start there at Battlefield in Middleborough tomorrow afternoon. Next week, they travel to Connecticut, take on the Tar Heels of Connecticut. Durham, Connecticut will be the place that that game will take place. That's next Saturday. No time has been listed for that one. Then on the 18th of July, they take on the Troy City Titans. That is going to be in Middleborough. And they have back-to-back Middleborough games because after that, they have the New England Bombers on the 25th of July. August 1st, and this is a repeat of several Super Bowls, actually. These two teams have had several pretty big games over the past couple of seasons. The Middleborough Cobras and the Glens Falls Green Jackets. That's August 1st in New York, near Glens Falls, New York area. That is going to be the Cobras and the Glens Falls Green Jackets. Yeah, again, that's August 1st, 7 p.m. start. Then they're back at Battlefield on the 8th of August. They'll take on Haverhill, the Hitmen of Haverhill. Then the Northeast Bulls on the 15th of August, Saturday, the 15th of August. By the way, the Haverhill Hitmen, that game will be on at 6 p.m. at Battlefield. August 15th, Northeast Bulls at Falcon Field in Meriden, Connecticut. That is the 15th at 7 p.m. 22nd, they'll take on Haverhill again, this time at Veterans Stadium, and that is in Lawrence. That will be on August 22nd at 6 p.m. The 29th, the Rhodey Ravens will be coming to town, Middleborough, Bazes Field, the 29th of August at 6 p.m. And finally, the season ends with the New England Bombers versus the Middleborough Cobras in Braintree. That is going to be September the 12th, Saturday, September the 12th, and that will be at 7 p.m. All these games again on Saturday nights, except for tomorrow. That'll be a Saturday afternoon game. So there you go. The Middleborough Cobras have been pretty successful over the past several years. They'll look to continue that success this year. A team that has not been successful is the Boston Red Sox. Ouch. Yeah, the team's not good. They had a really good prime opportunity to win the game yesterday, and they just dropped the ball. Really not a good performance from them late in the game. And Aroldis Chapman actually didn't have his best stuff in the game, which is quite the surprise, honestly, that he didn't have his best stuff. And again, that's unfortunate. But again, no pitcher can be perfect, and Aroldis Chapman is not perfect, and the Red Sox let him down quite a lot there. Couldn't get the defense going at a pivotal time where they needed to get a shutout inning, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. The Blue Jays score, and the Red Sox unable to respond pretty much like all season. That's kind of been the case. They just haven't been able to respond to things that have been put in their way. And that's just an unfortunate thing. Now, I would not bother staying up till 10:30 tonight to watch the Red Sox versus the Mariners. Again, that's a West Coast trip now for the Red Sox, and 10:30 game. That's late. I don't think I'm going to stay up for that. And I would say to other people, don't either, unfortunately. And then after that, they'll travel to Colorado. That should be, hopefully, you would think, a better series. Colorado is not that good. But the problem is the Red Sox aren't good either. So even that series isn't really a give-me kind of series either. We're going to have to fight for wins on that in that series probably as well against the Rockies. So I just don't like how the season is going for the Boston Red Sox. No, I'm sure we've had worse seasons than this, but this one is pretty bad. Definitely pretty bad, for sure. I would not say this team is a playoff team unless they somehow magically turn it around after the All-Star break, which I really don't know if they're going to. The team is not great. Team has not been good offensively. They did show quite a bit offensively last night. However, again, like I said, it wasn't enough. They lost a couple of home runs there, which is great. But again, it's not enough. They've got to get more offense in these games, especially against teams that you should beat. Colorado being one of them. You should beat Colorado. Colorado is not a great team. Yeah, they're kind of like the Red Sox. They're kind of at that level. You should beat those teams, for sure. But even those games, I don't know if they're give me games either. The Red Sox have just played so badly. They've played so badly, and really a lot of their affiliates have played really badly too. By the way, we'll get to the affiliates here in a second. Give a preview, preview what's happening for today's games. But yeah, Red Sox are bad. They're traveling to Seattle tonight. I don't have high hopes for the series. Maybe they show something to surprise everybody. I don't see it. And I'm not even going to start talking about the trade deadline. I don't even want to, think about that because it's just going to make me sad. It really is. Because I think a lot of players are going to be out of here. Unfortunately, I think that's what the Red Sox have to do to kind of start and reset things here to try to get some either draft picks or prospects in here that are going to help this team in the future. Again, there's been a lot of talk about Aroldis Chapman being a trade piece. There's been a lot of talk about Duran being a trade piece as well. He's having a good season. I kind of hope they don't trade him because Duran's kind of been one of the bright spots of the season, and even Chapman too. Chapman did have a down game yesterday, but he's been a bright spot for this team. Getting rid of him would be, I think, a mistake. But again, if it means prospects, I don't see why the Red Sox wouldn't take that. Again, the Red Sox are trying to get better somehow, and we'll see. It's gonna be a tough season, that's for sure. It's gonna be a tough trade deadline to see what will happen there, but that's kind of what my thoughts are on that. Cape Cod, real quick update on the Cape Cod baseball season, Cape Cod Baseball League, real quick. Been off to a pretty good start. A team that has surprised, I think, a few people is the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. They've surprised some people. They're undefeated to start the year. They've played 5 games. They're undefeated. They take on Katuitt tonight. That should be an interesting series, game there. Another team that hasn't really been doing well, which is unfortunate, is Wareham, the Gatemen of Wareham. They have not been doing well. They're 1-4. They did face Yarmouth Dennis yesterday, and they got destroyed, 14-2. Actually, that game ended in a mercy rule for Wareham. That's not good. That's not good. So we'll keep an eye on the Cape Cod Baseball League. I'm sure pretty good for some of those teams so far through 5 games, especially Yarmouth Dennis. Now, the Lowell Spinners. What's been happening with them? I've been keeping a close eye on this team throughout the season. They're 20 games in to a 60-game season. Yesterday was an important game. Yesterday they didn't do that well. It was a 10-4 loss, but it was an important game because it was a televised game on NESN. Tuned into a couple of innings on that broadcast. They did a pretty good job with the broadcast. The announcers kind of explaining the two teams, what the two teams were, and the Futures League in general, what that was all about, the history of the Lowell Spinners as well. They did a very good job kind of explaining to the people who were tuning in what the Futures League was all about, and the teams, what the teams were all about too. There's going to be a couple of opportunities to watch the Futures League, and I believe there's one other opportunity to watch Lowell later on in the season on NESN as well. I don't know when exactly. I believe sometime in July. But yeah, I've tuned into a couple of innings. It was a pretty good broadcast. Unfortunately, the Lowell Spinners did lose that game, and they've lost a lot of games so far this year, which again, I'm not overly mad about. Because I expected it. This is year 1 of a new franchise, pretty much. It's going to take some time to get this team to where you want it to be, where it's, competing for a playoff spot. It's not going to happen this year. Playoffs is definitely not going to happen unless they magically turn it around. Through the first 20 games, they've committed 42 errors. That's a big reason why they're 5-15. 42 errors. Not that good defensively. So there you go. And then 5 minutes here left in the first hour. We are going to give a quick update on what the minor leagues is looking like as well. Real quick with the Celtics. As I mentioned, I really won't be talking about the Celtics too much until something interesting happens, or until a draft happens, which I believe is coming up before the end of the month, I believe. The only thing with the Celtics is it's a wait-and-see kind of thing with if they're going to get Giannis or not. There's been a lot of talk back and forth about the Celtics and Giannis and all this stuff. I do not really follow that. I am kind of a wait-and-see kind of guy with that. I try not to listen to all of the articles that come out on it because it's one day it's, oh, the deal is imminent and things like this. And then another day it's, oh, there's second thoughts about it. And yeah, so that it happens with every sport is what I'm saying. It happens with every sport. It happened with the A.J. Brown thing. I did not read or listen to any of those articles. and obviously the AJ Brown trade happened. So it's a wait and see with Giannis and if he's going to come to Boston or not. That's all I'll say there. It's a wait and see situation. So that's what I'll say about that and leave it at that. The Patriots, I won't really talk about them today. There's really not a lot going on, really, with the Patriots. This is kind of a down news time for the NFL and the Patriots and all that because there's really nothing going on, really. There's really nothing going on until August, honestly, with the NFL. So we'll leave it at that. The AHL, I believe, is almost done as well, which means there's really not a lot to talk about on that front either. But let's finish off this half hour of sports by talking about the MILB and the minor league affiliates of the Boston Red Sox. As I mentioned, it's kind of a mixed bag. A lot of it not amazing, some of it okay for the Red Sox organization. We'll start off with Worcester. They have a game tonight at 6:45 p.m. They'll be in Pennsylvania for this one. They're taking on Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs at 6:45 p.m. Worcester is trying to stay above 500. That, I think, is their goal for this week, is to stay above 500 to kind of set yourself up for a good start to the second half, as they're kind of approaching that at this point. I believe game 75 would signal the end of the first half. So that's pretty close to happening there as well for the Worcester Red Sox. But they'll have a game tonight, 6:45 p.m. start on that one. For AA, there is a game that's going to take place at 6 p.m. tonight. It's Birmingham and Pensacola. That game is a completion of yesterday's game. And when that game got called for the night, in the bottom of the 8th inning, Birmingham was leading 16-13 against Pensacola. So 29 runs between the two teams. Wanted to quickly mention that. Portland will take on Somerset. That is a Red Sox and Yankees AA rivalry series and a game in that series. The 6 p.m. start there. Again, Portland, same deal here. Portland, it is the goal for this week to stay above 500. For Greenville, the high A affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, they're taking on Jersey Shore this week. The Jersey Shore Blue Claws, I believe that's a Phillies affiliate, if I'm not mistaken. Again, the goal for this one, for the Greenville Drive, is just to win the series. And they're not completing that objective right now. They've lost back-to-back games against Jersey Shore. Hopefully they can get a win tonight. 7:05 p.m. start for that one. And then finally, Salem, the Salem Ridge-Jacks. They are taking on, if I can find it here. There we go. The Fredericksburg Nationals. They got a really nice win yesterday here, as they have now reached game 65 of 132. And they are in the final game of the first half tonight. 6:35 p.m. start for that one. Again, final game of the second half of the first half. Sorry, of the first half. The second half begins tomorrow, and we'll see what happens there with the Salem Ridge-Jacks. Well, that is it for the sports for today. It is 10 o'clock. When we come back from our news, we'll start off the second hour by talking about a little bit of an update on what's going on with some events happening in and around Taunton and also in Middleborough as well. And give an update on what's happening with the new state highway, some of the construction that's going on there as well, and some of the new businesses you might see there over the next couple of months, because there has been a lot of change on New State Highway with a lot of businesses and a lot of construction that's happening there. So we'll give an update on that. Give an update on Rush as well, what they're doing for their tour, as their LA tour dates are now done. And again, a lot of a lot of great positive reviews of those. We'll give you an update on what's happening next for that tour. And we'll have much more. And your phone calls, 508-822-1106 is number. We will be right back.
We are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleborough, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleborough Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. Anna Thomason. Logistical issues given as the reason that Vice President Vance is putting off his trip to Switzerland to lead negotiations with Iran over its nuclear program. Vance had been scheduled to leave today.
The announcement followed a report by a Pan-Arab satellite channel that is politically allied with the Iranian-backed Lebanese terrorist group Hezbollah that Iran was delaying Syndicate's delegation to Switzerland over Israel's ongoing military campaign in
now
Lebanon.
we have
Earlier, Vice President Vance defended the deal, saying Iran must comply with U.S. demands if it wants concessions, saying as they dial up their good behavior, we can dial up economic relief. He continued, if they dial down their good behavior, we can turn it off. Kim Lorman reports.
Israel's military struck targets in southern and eastern Lebanon overnight. Hezbollah reports intense fighting. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 21 people have been killed. Israel says 4 of its soldiers were killed. The remains of Tropical Storm Arthur wreaking havoc on the Gulf Coast. Heavy rain sparking flash flood and tornado warnings. National Weather Service forecaster David Roth says the waterlogged region can expect even more rain in the immediate future.
Even in its wake for portions of Mississippi and Alabama for at least 3 more days.
Reports of trees and power lines down, buildings damaged or destroyed. The American military continues striking alleged drug-running boats in the eastern Pacific. Another vessel has been hit. At least 3 alleged narco-terrorists on board were killed. At least 211 people have died since the drug-fighting operation was launched some 9 months ago. Wall Street is closed today. The market's closed in observance of the federal Juneteenth federal holiday. Townhall.com.
Maybe this is YouTube. There's enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It is amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare has proven you can save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Over 1 million Americans are now part of healthcare sharing, and MediShare is the gold standard. It's trusted, it works. It's been helping people save money and have peace of mind now for 30 plus years. It's not some big impersonal thing either. It's a community of people like you helping each other. So yeah, if you're frustrated too, here's your chance to make a refreshing change. You'll notice the difference as soon as you call. They're easy to talk to. You can get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number. Call 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE. 844-45-BIBLE.
Russia's military continues throwing everything it has at Ukraine.
Overnight, Russia carried out strikes with guided aerial bombs on Kharkiv and nearby districts. According to Ukraine's state emergency service, 10 people, including 4 children, were injured. One of the strikes damaged a warehouse, igniting a large-scale fire that firefighters were still battling into Friday. The attack also damaged up to 40 private residential buildings and vehicles. While in the central Dnipropetrovsk region, Russian artillery and drone attacks hit 3 districts. An 8-year-old girl was killed in Pavlovrad, and a 49-year-old woman was hospitalized with injuries. Then in the southern city of Kherson, a Russian drone struck a passenger minibus, wounding 5. On Thursday, Ukraine had hit a Moscow oil refinery in a major drone attack as Kyiv presses its strikes on Russia's energy infrastructure. Fuel supplies there appear to be under strain. I'm Charles.
News and analysis, townhall.com. To everything, there is a season. For one ancient oak said to have sheltered Robin Hood, the season of life has passed.
Here's Robin Hood's tree, the major oak at Edwinstowe. It's been well looked after and surprisingly still lives in excellent shape in Sherwood Forest.
A report by British Movie Tone from more than half a century ago. But now that 1,200-year-old major oak is believed to have died.
They go into drought stress, so even a healthy tree would be feeling the pressures of those long, prolonged periods of dry.
Chloe Ryder with the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. But flocks of human visitors to Sherwood Forest have compressed the soil around the Robin Hood tree, hindering rain from reaching its roots. And this spring, its gnarled limbs and sprawling canopy failed to sprout leaves. However, it will remain a natural monument and support the forest's ecosystem. I'm Ben Thomas.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Okay. 5.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
It's time for Hometown Talk on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM. Your hometown radio station.
Live.
Phone lines are
Perfect.
now open at
1 hour down, 1 hour to go.
522-1106.
And welcome back. I turned down the bumper music. It is 10:07 a.m. here on June 19, 2026. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is, again, June 19th, 2026. It is Friday. It is Hometown Talk Friday. And it is a beautiful day outside. Coming up at the top of the hour will be Voices of Our Region with Louie Laura. So that's coming up at the top of our top of the hour here. So stay tuned for that. But here for the second hour, we're going to start off with doing a couple of talks about some events happening and some other things happening as well as we kind of move along here throughout the second hour. So now we'll start off with in Lakeville. There is going to be a vote to revote on the school budget. So a revote on the school budget, that's going to be happening on July 27th. They're going to host a special town meeting for that. This is to reschedule, to reconsider the school budget after the Freetown Lakeville Regional School Committee rejected the town's original vote. The date for a new meeting that was set at the June 16th Select Board meeting in response to a call for another vote by the Freetown Lakeville Regional School Committee. This was, again, because town meeting voters on June 8th approved a reduced school budget. The school committee subsequently met to reject that lower budget and call for a new vote. Lakeville also recently in May, the voters in Lakeville rejected a Proposition 2.5 override vote. That happened again in May. And there's another vote happening in June, and we're going to talk about that in a second with Lakeville. We'll talk about that in just a second. And that would have raised funds to maintain the current level of staffing and services for the school district. Committee members agreed to send back a budget of about $20 million for Lakeville voters to consider. So there you go. The select board set the meeting date at the June 16th meeting. Didn't have much discussion with that. They just set that up. So there you go. That'll happen on July the 27th. And for that other meeting, for that other vote there will be a district-wide election on the Old Colony Regional Vocation Technical High School building project. So this is something a little bit different with that, but that's going to happen tomorrow. Please note that Lakeville's polling location has been temporarily changed due to scheduling conflicts. The polling location for all precincts: Assawamsett Elementary School Gymnasium, 232 Main Street in Lakeville. Polls will open at 10 a.m. Oh, we have a phone call. Let's take that phone call. Say good morning, caller.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
Democratic Cowboy, how you doing today?
Well, pretty good, pretty good.
You there, Democratic Cowboy? Oh, you cut off. The call dropped, I guess. Call back if you're there, Democratic Cowboy. Anyway, so polls are open at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday, the 20th of June. For more information or about voter registration, absentee voting, and other things like the ballots, specimen ballots, please visit the town clerk's page at lakevillema.org. So that is happening tomorrow as well. So keep an eye on that. A lot happening there with votes and other stuff like that. A lot going on with budgets. Budgets have seemed to be the story over the past several months now. Middleborough, of course, Lakeville, there's other areas that have had some trouble with that too. So a lot of talk about that over the past several months here, and that looks like that's going to continue well into the summer. Over the past several months, we've been talking about the Lions Club in Raynham. They held their final first Saturday of the month county breakfast for the summer. The breakfasts are going to resume in September, the first Saturday in September. That's going to be September the 5th, as they take a break for the summer due to the heat. Lions find it hard to cook through the hot weather. So a thank you message was posted on the Raynham Lions Facebook, Raynham Lions Club Facebook page to acknowledge all the volunteers who helped make the breakfast successful. The club expressed their gratitude for everyone who contributed and wished all a safe and happy summer. So again, the Lions will not be holding any of their breakfasts this summer. They will resume those in the fall, Saturday, September the 5th. So I wanted to definitely mention that. That's something we talk about quite a bit here on the show, and others also talk about throughout the week as well. So we have that going on as well. And now finally the weekend stuff that's happening in the area. We already talked about the Juneteenth event that's happening coming up on the 20th tomorrow at the PACC. There are other events happening in and around the area for the weekend. In Brockton, there will be a rib cook-off. That is Saturday, the 20th of June at 3 p.m. That is at the Brockton VFW, located at 283 North Quincy Street. That's a $10 donation requested for all to sample the contestants' ribs. Anyone is invited to this. Prizes will be for the winners. Easton, there is an Explore Nature event by the pond tomorrow. That is going to be at 11 a.m. to noon. At the Borderland State Park, 259 Massapoag Avenue. They'll take nets, scoop up the leaf litter at the bottom of the pond, and learn about what is hidden there. Wear clothes and shoes that can get wet. Children must be accompanied by an adult. Program meets at the Stone Lodge. In West Bridgewater, Chilling with Dad. There will be a free event tomorrow from noon to 2 at the Friendship Park. Free ice cream, cotton candy, popcorn, face painting, balloon art, and much more. Community event by the Kaminsky Fund, a nonprofit built from love, loss, and purpose, created to honor the life and legacy of Officer Michael T. Kaminsky Sr. So that is all that's happening there in and around the area for the weekend. Let's go to the phones and say good morning, caller.
It's me again, Democratic Cowboy.
Democratic Cowboy, how are you doing on this pretty nice Friday?
Pretty good. The state senator one of the state senators in Massachusetts here
is saying that it costs too much. He's trying to put a bill through that costs too much to go to the rest of the matches.
Okay, I did not hear about this.
You know, and the thing is, they don't know how much it costs today. Back in the old days, when I used to work with the ring, we used to go to Chalet, $24 a night, you know. And the rest of us used to go hang out at the Madison Motor Inn in Boston, which was expensive. And we used to have guys like Freddie Spada, if we get us around and different things. And, you know, and the gas is up today, and the food is up. The normal Howard Johnson's, you know what I mean? And, McMahon is feel good. And he'd give us a steak and egg beef. He'd give us steak with fried eggs, you know, and everything was good, you know. And then you sit in your seat for $6, and you go home, and that was the rest of the matches. But today it's TV, and I can't thank them enough for what they do and spending that money out there to go. And I stay here because when I see the whole place full up, it makes me very happy, Joe.
Yeah, so that might be something to watch. The wrestling and stuff like that, what happens in that space. There's a lot happening with wrestling in the area for this coming couple of weeks here. Of course, Slammiversary is happening in Boston for TNA, and it's going to be a fun event. A friend of mine will be performing the national anthem, actually, at Slammiversary. Yeah, so it should be great.
Lillian Garcia is right up there with the championship award. She does it so wonderful. Oh, my God, Lillian Garcia. Oh, she's really something else there. I wish you luck with your friend. When's that Slammiversary? That be televised?
So it won't be on the TV. You have to have TNA Plus to watch. I have TNA Plus. I don't know if I'm going to watch it live.
No, I don't have TNA Plus. No, I have the Independent League all covered, and I have the HBO Max. I don't have the HBO Max, but I have the I'm maxed out with the TV Wrestling Dollar right now.
Yeah, so Slammiversary happens next Sunday, 28th, in Boston, Massachusetts, as an Agnes Arena. So that should be a great pay-per-view as well. It will be on TNA Plus. I think it's like $39.99 actually if you want to buy it like right away. But I think it for people who are subscribed to a certain tier of TNA Plus, I think that's $9.99 for that. And you get that I think like a month after the pay-per-view happens or something like that. It becomes available.
Right now, I'm paid out with the Independent League. There's plenty of them on the Independent Wrestling for $9 a month. I get that on the computer, and I'm covering the TV with Vince McMahon. So then the WWE Vault. So I got enough.
Yeah. So the next WWE pay-per-view is Night of Champions. I believe that happens in Saudi. If I'm not mistaken. And that is happening June 27th. That is next Saturday. Yeah, that's going to be in Riyadh. So that should be an interesting one. I'm not too overly excited about the card. I'm kind of waiting for SummerSlam, in my opinion. I will try to tune into the Saturday night's main event at Madison Square Garden in July. I'll try to tune into that one. But SummerSlam, that's the one I'm waiting for.
I'd like to see Omar take on Roman Reigns at
I think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen at SummerSlam. I think it's going to happen at WrestleMania. I have a feeling it's going to happen at WrestleMania. They've teased it already a couple of times. I think Oba Femi.
We have to wait to WrestleMania next year?
I think so. Honestly, I think so. Unless The Rock comes back. Then we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for Oba Femi versus Roman Reigns. Again, this is all really, when it comes to their creative, it's really based on The Rock. When it comes to Roman Reigns creative, it's based on The Rock. They're really wanting to do Roman Reigns versus The Rock. They've been wanting to do that for years. It hasn't worked out yet. If it works out and they do it at WrestleMania 43, great. If they don't, great, because that means Obafemi versus Roman Reigns most likely will happen at WrestleMania. And that will be a great match. Again, Obafemi this summer, he'll be busy with Brock Lesnar. I am fairly certain he's the one that will retire Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minnesota in August. At least I hope so. I hope that's the plan. And it seems like that's probably the plan. We'll find out, I think, more next Saturday at Night of Champions. But yeah, interesting.
Tonight it's SmackDown tonight. When they come from tonight?
Tonight, I don't know. I have to look that up. I'm not sure. WWE SmackDown, I have no idea.
They're gonna Boston in August, somewhere around in August.
I know. They were in Providence recently.
Yeah. The Providence were good. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I said, can't thank the fans of Providence enough.
Yeah.
I can't thank them enough, and everywhere else too. And I'm telling you, we got a wrestling show next week, and the TNA's coming out here with Vinny Marcello and A&E and Matt Taven, I think comes back, and Nico Silva and Lillian LaVale, and then there's JD Summers taking on a big name, and Nico's going up a big game this next Friday at the VFW. Don't forget, fans, tickets are $25, and the bar is there, and the pizza, and the figurines, and all. I'm telling you, I can't thank that Ryan Drew Waters enough.
Well, Democratic Cowboy, I gotta let you go. We're up against it here with the commercials, but I want to thank you for calling in today.
Oh, I'm telling you, Joe, I can't thank the fans enough, because if they didn't spend that money, I couldn't be sitting here. I'm older, and I can't even get out of the house. But I get out of the house once in a while, and put out in the backyard and something on the road. But I'm telling you, I got a back situation here. I got to fix it. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Democratic Cowboy, for calling in, and give us a call again. Just a quick heads up, I will be on vacation the next 2 Fridays, so Ron will be on Hometown Talk Friday. So if you call in at that time,
he's really good.
So yeah. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. All right. Thank you, Democratic Cowboy.
He's the best. You too. You're the best. Him too. I don't know what I do without the station.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Democratic Cowboy. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Have a good day, Joe.
Yeah. Bye. Democratic Cowboy giving us a call for a couple of minutes here, talking about some wrestling. A lot happening here in the area for wrestling the next couple of weeks, especially TNA with their big Slammiversary event. So that's going to be at Agnes Arena in Boston. As I mentioned before, Eric, friend of mine, he'll be performing the national anthem there. That will be great, and a great event there. So there we go. All right. We will take our first commercial break of the hour. We'll be right back. Then we'll go ahead and give an update on what's happening on New State Highway in Raynham and Parton as well. We will be right back. Bye-bye. Not bye-bye, everybody. We'll be right back. We still have a half hour to go. We'll be right back.
Hey, restaurants, when it comes to great food and in-house operations, you got it down to a science. But when it comes to online marketing, ordering, and delivery, Devour Now has got you covered. Devour Now has 0%
First hour done.
no setup cost, and the delivery solution you've been hoping for. Go to getdevournow.com to request a demo and to get started today. That's getdevournow.com. Commission-free online marketing, ordering, and delivery.
Voices of Our Region is a live, community-centered radio program that explores the rich cultural histories and contributions of the diverse populations that have shaped southeastern Massachusetts. It's hosted by Louis Laura Fridays and airs from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at AM 1530 and 99.7 FM WBBF. Join Louis for some great hometown conversations, stories, and interviews with people about the traditions that continue to define our area. That's Voices of Our Region with Louis Laura from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here on your hometown radio station, WBBF.
One more commercial. I need to get the tapes.
WVBF is your
Hey!
hometown radio
What's up?
station.
You're back.
And one of the things we like to do to
Oh,
support
great.
people
Awesome. I
in
need you.
your hometown is to run community announcements. If you do belong to a nonprofit group or organization, or if you're an official with a city or town government, send your community announcements along to our email address. It's safe, it's fast, and allows us to get right back to you if we have a question. Send your community announcements to WVBF1530@hotmail.com. That's WVBF1530@hotmail.com. Thank you for listening. Your hometown radio station is AM 1530, WVBF, and 99.7 FM.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more commercial, and it's gonna be 4:25. 4:25.
Hi, this is Paul Lads inviting you to join me Thursday mornings, 9 to 11, here on WVBF AM and FM for Cranberry Country Journal. Still bringing you a slice of life of the people, places, and activities and events that make the Cranberry Country area a special place to call home. Join me Thursday mornings, 9 to 11, Cranberry Country Journal on WVBF.
No, we don't. Okay. 36. There we go. All right, we're back, and we are up against it here for this half hour. So what we're going to do is when we come back from our news break, we will do that segment on breaking down what's happening on New State Highway in Raynham, because there's a lot happening. And Don is here to help me with that too. So you'll hear Don here in the last half hour of the show as well. So that's coming up as well. And we'll end the half hour by talking about a little bit about Rush coming off their shows there in LA. What's next for them as they continue their tour of the country. And again, they'll be in Boston. It's going to be a little bit. It'll be a couple months before they're in Boston, but they will be in Boston. They'll be in Connecticut as well. So stay tuned for those, for the dates on those. We'll give that out. But we'll be right back here after the news.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. Anna Thomason.
Thank you for joining
Israel
for
and
the half
Hezbollah
hour.
have reportedly agreed to renew their Lebanon ceasefire after fighting postponed U.S.-Iran talks in Switzerland. That's according to the AP, citing several officials. The BBC's Lise Doucette says the talks, led by Vice President Vance of the U.S., had been scheduled to start today.
Communication seems to be ready for high-level meetings today. The Swiss military and police have been patrolling the luxury Bergenstock Hotel, set high on a mountain overlooking Lake Lucerne. A media center has
The
been
mirror is
set
a
up
little bit of a
as
sauna in
journalists
here.
will arrive
Cool.
here.
Yeah.
But yesterday's growing doubts that these talks would happen today as planned were confirmed by the statement that
You wanna
J.D.
go
Vance
see, Star
still
Wars?
hadn't left
Take the,
Washington. A White House
You can
spokesman
take
said
me
the
there for my
logistics
Father's Day
have
gift?
never been simple or predictable.
Father's Day
What wasn't
gift is a
said
trip.
was that it takes part two.
is?
The first hint of trouble was a report in Lebanese
I-
media linked
I
to
got
the
packing I
Iran-backed
need to do.
Hezbollah.
Do it
The talks
tomorrow.
were
I don't
suspended
wanna do it tomorrow.
because
I wanna
of
do it today.
the
You're not gonna
Israeli
do it,
airstrikes.
right? Yes, I
Iran
am.
has insisted that Lebanon is part of this ceasefire.
I was gonna do it last night.
Israel hasn't
Are you gonna do it
accepted.
today?
Some Republican
I won't do
lawmakers,
it
and that includes some of President Trump's allies.
It'll be freaking waiting it'll be Sunday night and I won't do it. So I have to do it today.
Suggesting that Tehran, based on its past record, simply cannot be trusted.
It's gotta be done today.
What's left of
I
tropical storm
already
Arthur
had
is swamping parts of the
put a whole
Gulf
bunch of
Coast,
clothes
bringing
for
flooding
me
rains
in
along with high wind.
in
There
the
are flash flood and tornado warnings posted
the,
along with damaged
laundry.
buildings, downed trees,
so that we'll be ready
and power
to
lines.
pack.
No trading today on Wall Street. The U.S.
My
financial markets are
orange
closed today
jacket too.
in observance of the Juneteenth
So I'm
federal
gonna take that.
holiday.
That
Wall Street's benchmark
that
closed
jacket
yesterday with
and one
gains.
more
The
jacket
Nasdaq Composite
I'll
Index
take
was up
for the trip.
close to 2%.
The other
these
jackets I'm gonna
stories,
take out of the car and
townhall.com.
put in my room or somewhere else.
Health insurance
Just so
rates
we're-
are surging
we
in
have
America,
space.
leaving millions without affordable
I,
options. If you're sick
put
of
the,
having
the big
paychecks
jacket-
eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations,
I put the big jacket,
Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare
Inside
Ministries.
already.
It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime, and you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
A controversial college athletics bill advances in Congress.
A bipartisan bill top lawmakers and athletic leaders have described as the best chance to stabilize college sports has cleared a major hurdle in the Senate. The Senate Commerce Committee voted 19-9 to advance the bill Thursday. The Protect College Sports Act would regulate athlete payments, limit players to one unrestricted transfer, and stop coaches from changing jobs during a season. The bill has support from several athletic conferences and the NFL Players Association, and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee. The SEC and Big Ten have not endorsed it. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is pledging to fight any attempt by rival Andy Burnham to oust him from office. Starmer says he's not going to walk away and will run in a leadership contest if one is triggered. Burnham has won a seat in Parliament, making clear he would like to leave the country. News and analysis, townhall.com. Australian police have charged another suspect in a 2024 arson attack on a synagogue as allegedly directed by Iran. The 20-year-old man is one of three suspects accused in the attack and injured one person, extensively damaged the house of worship. It is a tale of the sports play-by-play broadcaster not quite ready for prime time.
Turkish state broadcaster TRT has removed a broadcaster from its World Cup roster after he mixed up the Iran and New Zealand teams. TRT says Mirada Cream Cement will not continue to comment on the matches during the tournament. Turkish media says he confused Iran's attacks with New Zealand's moves during the opening minutes of the broadcast. Teams battled for a 2-2 draw Monday night. A spokesman calls the mistake unacceptable. Jason Blocker reporting.
More on these stories, townhall.com.
Well, I explain this to you. Come on. Big fingers. Let's go. All right, unless
WVBF is your
the
hometown radio station.
things are the same. If the shirts are the same, I get it. If they're not, and they're completely different, which I think they are, because Iran is that like green shirts and stuff like that, and New Zealand is supposed to be like blue.
So how's Iran doing?
2-2 tie against New Zealand in their first match.
So they're
So not bad.
Yeah.
Send your community announcements to
Would that be cool if Trump was rooting for Iran at the end of this?
Not
rooting for Iran.
That's WVBF
Rooting for the United States. Why would he root for Iran?
No, I mean, he'll say nice things about it.
Saying nice, yeah, I get it. He would not rooting for that. To win the World Cup. They're not going to win the World Cup. I'd be severely surprised. I'd be really surprised if they win the World Cup. They're not.
I'm surprised he let him in the country altogether.
Well,
But that's
Kind
huge.
of.
That's huge, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is. He kind of did.
Yeah.
Because I still have to practice in Mexico. Anyway, all right. 3, 2, 1, 0. And welcome back. Turn down the bumper music. There we go. 10:36 a.m. And joining me across from me here for the final half hour of the show here, Dawn. Good morning, Dawn. Are you excited for this coming week, Dawn?
No. Well, wait, we talking
Yes,
about?
yes.
What we
The
talking about?
vacation.
Oh. Yeah, whatever. Listeners don't want to hear about our vacation. If they're not going on vacation, the last thing they want to hear was about our vacation. I'm looking forward to it because we're doing a lot of sailing. We're doing a lot of ferry boats.
Oh, ferry boats, yes.
I think we got
I'm
8.
surprised by how many ferry boats we're actually doing.
We're doing 8 ferry boats, I think. Yeah, on our way down
A lot of
to
ferry
the
boats.
East Coast. We have the Connecticut River crossing. We have Cape May, Lewes Ferry. Georgetown Ferry in Delaware. I think it's the only, it's inland. They're like, these are so old. They're like, 1700s, 16, crossings. There's 2 in Maryland, which I forgot the names of them, but that's on the Delmarva and the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. And you go to a place called Swan Quarter, which is in North Carolina. It takes you to Ocracoke Island.
Mhm.
And Ocracoke Island, we could go see the British Cemetery there.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, we've talked about the British Cemetery before. And Ocracoke, that's a very interesting site.
Yeah.
There as well. They have a great event every May.
It's technically British sovereign territory.
Yes.
They ceded it over.
Yeah.
In, I believe it was 1942, a Nazi submarine sunk a merchant vessel. I believe it belonged to Canadians. I think it was the Canadians. I think it was Canadian. Because, and then the people of the island, they washed up on shore on the Big Island, buried in this cemetery.
Mhm.
And they have I think it's on May 14th, I believe, they have a ceremony for the U.S. Coast Guard, Royal Navy, and the Canadian Coast Guard all do a celebration there. Not a celebration, a memorial or whatever, but it's something, something that's very intrigued us when we were there.
Yeah.
And then, not to bore everyone, then you have to get off the island, and there's a couple more.
Yeah.
And it's the last one being Jacksonville, Florida. So
nice.
we're just trying to chronicle I think it's 5 days to get down there.
Yeah, and we're going to be in the Holiday, Florida area.
Friday.
Beautiful area
Or
there.
a week from now.
Yeah, so beautiful area of Florida. So
It's gonna be hot though.
It is. It's going to be hot. It's going to be 80, 88, 89 every day. It's going to be pretty hot. It's pretty hot today. Yeah.
Oh, when you go to visit family, you don't care how hot it is.
No, you don't. No, exactly. Of course. All right. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the show today, we're going to spend a couple minutes here talking about New State Highway. So we'll start off and do that here. First things first. We'll start off with the 99 and go through there. The road past the 99 and going into town, into the city, there is a lot of construction going on there. There's widening of the road that's happening. That's a project that's going to happen. That's going to take place throughout the rest of this decade, I think. 2029, I believe, was the year that was said that this project was going to be done. And there's a lot that goes into that, Don. A lot that goes into that project.
Yeah, I was wondering why, and then when I saw him on the riverbank pile driving, they technically widened, making the road wider, I guess, so they can. I don't think it's going to be a bridge. I'm not sure what's going to be under there. Maybe just making the embankment stronger so they can put a roadbed there. That's what's taking all the time there. But they're almost halfway done with that. I just still don't know the 2029 timeline. I mean, it's just it's like 2 miles.
Yeah, so that might be a little bit of a what's the word? Overconfident timeline. Maybe. I don't know. Now going.
Well, maybe they didn't. Working next to the water is always tricky.
It is, yes.
So maybe they would, maybe they think that part of the pile driving over next to the riverbank would take longer.
Mhm.
It seems like it's moving right along.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, when they have a timeline, and then don't we have the one down at 140 and 24, that project? That's 2 years behind schedule
Yeah.
because the contractor quit. And then we got construction right in front of the
Right,
studio here.
right in front of us, pretty much. Yes. So that's still going on too.
Well, they're paving now, and I think
Yeah.
they're going to be wrapping.
That's
it
going to be wrapping up at some point before the end of the
Actually,
summer.
the construction company's using the parking lot as a staging area to park their equipment.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot going on. Now going in the other direction into new state highway there. First thing you notice, Rite Aid used to be right there on the corner next to 99. It's not there anymore. It's empty. It's an empty building. Been an empty building for 2 years, something like that now. At this point, couple of years now. Don't know what's happening to it. Don't know what's going in there. Can't really give you an update on that. So we move along. The next set of buildings is where I think Advanced Auto is there and things like that. There's one or
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
but there's
I think that's in Taunton proper.
So that's in Taunton proper.
Right.
Yeah. So so there's a couple of buildings next to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Advanced Auto is there with that, I believe. There's a couple of buildings that are empty. Don't know what's happening to those. Can't really give you an update there either. Those have been vacant for quite a while as well. Then we go to the gas station, the old gas station. I think that used to be a Speedway. That closed a couple of years ago at this point. They are actually doing something with that now. I've seen people there setting up maybe construction there. I still don't know what's happening to that. I've heard some things. I've heard potentially that could be the new place for Citizens Bank, but that's a tough location. Now, why I say that, and Don can maybe explain this a little bit better, is that's an old gas station. So it's a little bit of a tough location to maybe put a bank in. But Don, maybe you can explain kind of why they got
before they do anything. If they're not going to use the gas station, they have to pull the tanks out and what they call 21E, do a soil sample or whatnot, or make it a gas station, pull it out, put new tanks in. There's a lot of gas stations on that side, a lot of competition. I mean, you have the car wash, and you got Royal on that side, and then you got the Mobile at the end, which is right at the end of the lights there, right before the highway.
Yeah.
That's a tough on and off. That's bad, because you pull, first of all, you can't take left because of the way it's set up, but you pull in and then you can't really pull back out into the main road. You have to go up that main road, and then you have to go across like all that traffic. It's really a bad spot.
Yeah.
Across the street's perfect. You can pull in there, and and you could pull in on. You can turn around and pull out and get into that side road, or get onto 44 heading west anyway. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? And then you have the old Stop and Shop. They're doing something there.
The old Stop and Shop, yeah, they're doing something big there. It's going to be a Greco Ford Performance Center. Now, they're doing the construction to that building now. They're going to completely gut the building. It's going to be a completely different kind of thing at that building. And a little off to the corner there, in the corner, kind of buried there, kind of put away in the corner there is the Citizens Bank trailer. I don't know what they're doing with that because eventually...
Is it closed, or is it...
No, it's still open.
I'm surprised they're doing that, because, I mean, there's got to be I haven't been there, so I'm not sure the access point, but you can't be driving through a construction zone to
Yeah.
it must be hooked on the left. And
Yeah,
another way
it's
in.
like
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what will happen with that once the Ford Center opens, because obviously they're going to need all that space. So I'm guessing they're going to have to move the trailer somewhere. I don't know where they would move it, but that's probably what's going to be happening with that. Now, across the way, there is, Pep Boys, I think there's a restaurant there in that little set of stores. There also used to be a Big Lots. That Big Lots is now closed. That's closed. But I do know what's going in there. It will be a Tractor Supply, which is pretty big. That's a pretty big thing. I think that's a great idea for the area. I think that's an awesome idea.
Tractor Supply is such a good store.
Yeah.
We have one in, actually, technically, it's in Plimpton.
It's in Plimpton.
It's in Plimpton. It's the, everyone thinks it's in Carver.
It's right on the line.
It's technically in Plimpton. So, that's a good, I had to get some wheels and tires for the lawn tractor and a battery. They had everything there.
Yeah.
They were so good too.
Yeah.
I mean, the customer service was great. And the associate found my mower blades that I needed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of nice, and it's right down the street. So, yeah, I think that would benefit well. I think that would do good there.
So Denny's is now closed, which surprised me. So that I think is near the Shaws. I'm not 100%
No, it's not a Denny's. It's an IHOP.
Sorry, IHOP. I apologize. IHOP, not Denny's. I apologize. IHOP. I don't know why I was thinking Denny's.
I don't think we have a Denny's anywhere.
No, I don't think so either. IHOP. Now, I don't know what's happening to that building. Obviously, the IHOP, that's a recent closure. That's like 2 months now, I think it's been closed. Maybe a little less. It just closed. I don't know what happened. It just closed. So I don't know what's happening to that. Then we go to the Shaw's Plaza with, the CVS there. Former Joanne Fabrics. Don't know what's happening to that building yet. Still nothing going with that building right now. Still, I think, for lease at this point.
You know who has
go ahead.
eyeballs on that whole area? Car dealerships. It's the Raynham Auto Mile.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. They want to compete with the Norwood Auto Mile.
Mhm.
Okay. So you put a couple more. Like you said, there's something going on where the Stop and Shop was.
Yes.
And you got so much room in those stores, especially set back with Joanne's Fabrics is and all those places there. I don't know. They'll come and wreck a whole plaza just to put a dealership in.
Yeah. The old GameStop, which closed last year, there's already something in there. There is a jewelry sellers store. They buy. Actually, it's a jewelry buyer's store. They buy jewelry from people. I think. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about, but that's what's in there at the old GameStop. And I think, is that everything? Oh no, one more. Charlotte Jewelers, the old Charlotte Jewelers, right next to GameStop. That's been closed for 10 years or something like that, Dylan? That little green building? Yeah, that's been closed for a long time. They seem like they're actually doing something with that now. There's like the windows, I think, have been removed from the front of the building. There's like a sign up there as well. I think they're doing something with that building. Now going through there a little bit more, closer to where the Rotary is, there's a new warehouse there near the gas station and the hotel, which I believe is still for lease. I don't know what's in there, but that building is done. There's near the Joe's Gas, there's in the back, there's some warehouses over there. A lot of construction happening on New State Highway. We'll try to give you updates as we kind of go along over the next several months, because again, there's still probably a lot more that will probably happen along that stretch of road, because there's always something going on that stretch.
Raynham Auto Mile. It's just, I think there's more car dealerships have their eyes on over there.
Yeah.
For future. expansions.
All right, so let's switch over to talking about Rush and their tour dates. Now, as we mentioned, as we talked about, Los Angeles, they're done with Los Angeles as of the 13th. They finished their tour dates. There was 4 tour dates there in LA at the Intuit Dome, I believe. Their Intuit Forum or something like that. They, by all accounts, blew the roof off the place every night. They had some great performances. They brought out some songs that you haven't heard since some of the songs you haven't heard since the 70s. We mentioned Farewell to Kings. They haven't done that since 1979. I listened to that performance. What a performance. That is so good. YYZ was awesome as well, by the way. They did that in LA as
Danica
well.
Niles is a monster.
So good.
Unbelievable.
So
I was talking
good.
to my boss, who's a big Rush fan. We were talking just yesterday about it, and he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how good she is."
Yeah.
So
Tomorrow night is the second tour date of 2 in Mexico City. Then they're going to be in Texas, Fort Worth for 4 dates. So this is going to be the second, U.S. city where they're going to be at 4 separate dates here. Fort Worth. Then they're in Chicago in July for 4 dates. They kind of space it out where they have these 4 dates, and then about a week or 2 where they take a break for a lot of these, which is great because
you know
these
what?
guys are
they're not
young.
not taking a break. You know what they're doing when they're touring?
What?
Practicing.
They're practicing. Yeah,
They
they're not performing in front of live crowds, but they are practicing.
I bet they are. I mean, they took a year. I remember when Rush.
They staggered the dates.
I remember when Rush used to do their tours. They had practiced for a year before they go on tour. Almost a year, and it'll be a full-time job just practicing. So they get it just perfect when they went out and performed in front of their fans.
So their first tour dates in Canada are going to be in August. They're going to start off with Toronto, 4 tour dates in Toronto. Then they're going to be in Philly in August, late August, 2 tour dates. 2 tour dates in Detroit. Then they got Montreal for 2 tour dates. Boston, they'll be in Boston in September. That's going to be at TD Garden, of course, September 12th and September the 14th at TD Garden. Then go through a little bit more. Right at the end of October and into November, there are 2 tour dates in Unckersville at Mohegan Sun.
In October?
In October, October 30th and November the 1st as well. Then they have Hollywood, Florida, Tampa, Charlotte, Atlanta. Then they have a bunch in Canada, and then they leave North America after the December 17th tour date in Vancouver. Then they'll be starting 2027 in Buenos Aires. They'll do Chile, Brazil, and that's it, really. January and February.
Nothing in Europe, huh?
They will be. Hold on. They will be going into Europe. But January, February, they'll be in South America. February 19th, they start Paris, then Berlin, Amsterdam, Munich, Cologne, Hamburg, Stuttgart, Glasgow, Manchester, London, Krakow, Milan, Copenhagen, Oslo, and Stockholm. And the last tour they have right now on the schedule is April the 10th in Helsinki, Finland. So, Don, your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on Rush so far? Their tour dates.
I think they're going to add a date. They'll probably do the last show in Toronto or something, considering they're a Canadian band. It's only fitting, just
They're
like
definitely going to add tour dates.
Just like Black Sabbath did their last concert in Birmingham, and last July. I mean,
They'll add. You know what? They'll definitely add tour dates. They'll add Thailand to the
No,
list.
I
Sure.
don't know. Maybe even if they don't, I think they should. They probably will. I'm not saying should, they can do anything they want.
Yeah.
But
I think they'll add Asian tour dates. Bangkok, Thailand.
Well,
they'll add.
You know what? They're gonna see if they like it because.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Because you know what? Just like Deep Purple, they put an album out in 2024,
Yeah.
and you think, oh, that's it. No, they toured.
Yeah.
And they put a new album. The new album's coming out what?
Next month.
Next month. And they're touring this year.
Yeah.
So and they might like it. They might say,
They might
oh,
like
let's put an album out.
But yeah,
And tour again in a couple of years.
If they do, if they go to Asia for their tour dates, Bangkok will be absolutely a tour date. Are you kidding me? Bangkok, Tokyo will probably be a tour date. I'm sure they'll do some China
You
dates.
just speculate. You don't know.
I'm speculating. Yes, I'm
Don't
speculating.
speculate. Just
I'm
speculating. Just read what's on the table.
But if they do an Asia tour date,
those
will be the cities.
You want my thoughts on it?
What?
Do you care? Do you even care?
I do.
All right.
I do care.
If the tour works good and they work well together, they might put an album out.
I'd love that.
A
I'd
brand
love
new
that.
album with Anakin Isles on drums because technically Neil Peart isn't the only drummer. They had a drummer on their first album.
They did.
Muggsy, and so I it's just like they're doing all the stuff that she has nothing to do with. New stuff. I'm always a believer in new stuff.
Yes.
I mean, that's Guns N' Roses touring for 20 years, not putting
Yeah.
anything new out. You know what
That's
I mean? It's just-
unfortunate.
you gotta put some new stuff out. Right?
Yeah.
You gotta do material. I mean, some people go to the shows just to hear the classics, but I want to hear.
Rainbow not putting anything really new out either.
No, well,
with their new lineup that they have.
It's gone now. I mean, he's back. Richie Blackmore's back to Blackmore's Night. with
They
his
did
wife,
nothing.
Janice Knight, yeah.
They did
Well, they did a couple songs. They were good songs.
They were
but-
good songs that
but it
they
wasn't-
did,
it
but
wa- it
I
wa-
think
yeah.
people were expecting an album.
Yeah, put an album out, but I don't know. It is what it is.
But yeah, all right. Well, we'll see what happens with this tour date. Again, there are.
I hate to say it, but my buddy Kevin's bringing me to the Huntersville show.
That's fine. That's fine, Don.
And you can't come.
That's again, Don. That's fine.
Ain't that nice of me?
Yes.
I want you to take me to see Star Wars today, and he totally torpedoed that. I says, "Well, take me to see Star Wars for my Father's Day. We'll go see and he's like, I didn't do it. I was supposed to pack
got stuff
yesterday.
to do.
I didn't pack. I'm gonna pack now. I'll never pack. I don't know now. I won't pack. It's Father's Day. You're not gonna take your father to stupid Star Wars?
Watch it on Disney Plus. Anyway, by the way, Roku got sold to Fox. Yeah, very interesting stuff. There's a lot of consolidation with the streaming services nowadays. That's interesting. But Roku got sold to Fox. That's going to be interesting to kind of see what happens with Roku.
Oh, one other thing too. My nephew works for a Doug company, and his company has the contract for maybe not his ship because his ship's too big, but his company has the contract for tugging in the tall ships.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He says if he's involved with it, he won't. They can't go up next to him because his boat's so high. Whatever. That's what he told me. He could drag them. I mean, he can. He'd be able to drag them to put a line on. But he's gonna, unless he gets shipped out to New Bedford or whatever, he's not around. He's gonna be around. He's gonna be in the Boston harbor for when they come in. So that'll be something to see from the spire of one of the biggest tugboats in Boston Harbor. So,
All right.
that's
Well.
really good.
All right. 11 a.m. I will not be back on the Friday Hometown Talk until July 10th. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your June here
Great fourth.
as well. I want to thank Ron for filling in for me for the next 2 Fridays as well, and all of the days that I'll be gone as well. I'm gone from June 22nd to the evening of July 4th. So I'll be back for Sunday, July 5th, and Middleborough in review. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day.
But we will be on the air this
But
Sunday.
we are definitely on the air this Sunday, so stay tuned as well. We are, and I said this at the beginning of the show, we are absolutely 100% doing a transportation show. Okay? I'm going to make Don happy. We're going to do a transportation show. Isn't that Father's Day too? Sunday? I think so.
It is.
So there you go. There's your Father's Day gift. A transportation show. You're going to be the guy on Middleborough Review. All right. There it is.
That's weak.
It's not weak.
That's weak. That's chintzy.
It's not weak.
That's chintzy.
It's your favorite topic.
So, tell me about the show that's coming up. Is it a tape today, or
I
are we coming in?
Well, Louis
Obviously
isn't
it's
here.
not here.
Louis is not here, so it is a tape.
Which show is it?
Do not know which show because I picked a random one. So we'll be back on Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Oh yeah, you're here for another 2 hours, aren't you?
Yes.
We are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleborough, Taunton, and W259
You want me to get you a chicken salad?
Center, 99.7
That would be great.
FM, radio station.
Yeah.
You want anything else?
Just a coffee and
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall.
No, I don't. I have a soda. So just a chicken salad
You
sandwich.
don't want to call the interview with it?
If you want to get that,
What you got?
in my cap in the little apartment. Be careful, there's my money in there too. All right.
Oh, what? All that money's in there?
Right now.
What? That fucking
Right. Hold on. Yeah.